There's a type of investment that doesn't appear in apps, isn't offered by brokers, and doesn't depend on market conditions, but it's precisely where all wealthy people begin. While most spend years searching for the perfect investment, comparing rates, and trying to predict the future, true wealth builders follow a completely different, yet extremely strategic path. Today, you'll discover what this initial investment is that changes trajectories and why 99% of people never realize its importance. Most people spend their lives believing that working harder is the logical path to wealth, but this equation rarely adds up. Often the effort is enormous, but the direction is misguided. Without a clear strategy, without a solid understanding of how money truly multiplies, and without a foundation to support better decisions, the result is always the same: years of dedication that don't translate into real progress. This doesn't mean a lack of ability, but rather a lack of guidance. When you observe carefully, you realize that the problem was never hard work, but the absence of a plan that truly leads to financial growth. Many people believe they can only start investing when they find the ideal investment, that opportunity that promises high returns and almost non-existent risks. This endless search keeps many people stuck, always waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect rate, the perfect asset. Meanwhile, time passes and no financial growth happens. The wealthy don't think like that. They don't get stuck in excessive comparisons or never-ending analyses. They start with what they have and evolve as they go. The biggest mistake isn't choosing a bad investment, but avoiding starting because you believe there's an absolutely ideal scenario. When you analyze the trajectory of wealthy people from different fields, you notice a pattern that repeats itself almost mathematically. Before putting money into stocks, real estate, or businesses, they choose to strengthen their own ability to generate results. This is always the starting point. It doesn't matter if we're talking about an elite athlete, an entrepreneur, a professional investor, or a renowned executive. They all dedicate resources to expanding their knowledge, skills, and strategic vision. They know that without this foundation, any financial investment becomes limited. That's why, while many focus only on profitability, the wealthy focus on evolution. This is where everything changes. The first investment that truly drives any journey towards wealth is directed towards personal and professional development. This is where most people get lost, because they believe that getting rich starts with putting money into some specific asset. But in practice, what truly transforms lives is increasing one's own capacity to produce, decide, and see opportunities that previously went unnoticed. This includes learning new skills, understanding financial principles, developing discipline, improving decision-making, and expanding strategic vision. When someone grows internally, everything around them changes. Income increases, opportunities expand, and traditional investments begin to make much more sense. Those who ignore this initial step usually go in circles, while those who prioritize it accelerate their progress consistently. Among all the ways to build wealth, none compares to the value of applied knowledge. It has the ability to transform decisions, open doors, and create opportunities that simply don't arise for those who remain stagnant. A single piece of information can prevent losses, increase gains, or shorten years of trial and error. That's why successful people treat studying as an investment, not an obligation. Reading, analyzing, observing those who have already achieved success, and learning from others' mistakes shortens the path. When you understand how money works, how it grows, and how it can be protected, the rest of your financial planning becomes more solid and predictable. The difference between those who accumulate wealth and those who merely react to circumstances lies in how each group perceive their own development. While many believe that investing simply means putting money into stocks, funds, or real estate, the wealthy understand that intelligent decisions only happen when there is preparation. They prioritize improving skills, expanding their repertoire, and mastering concepts that provide security when acting. Therefore, they don't chase the most eye-catching return, but rather the ability to analyze each choice clearly. When someone becomes more competent, any investment automatically improves because it ceases to depend on luck and begins to depend on strategy. When we observe those who achieve consistent prosperity, it becomes clear that there are skills that function as true opportunity-generating machines. Sales, negotiation, clear communication,
Financial analysis, strategic vision, discipline, and problem-solving skills are examples of competencies that increase income without depending on external factors. A person who knows how to sell never runs out of options. Someone who understands finance avoids costly mistakes. Someone who masters strategy makes better decisions in any situation. These skills not only increase earning potential, but also create stability because they allow you to adapt, grow, and seize opportunities that most people don't even recognize when they arise. Many people believe not investing in knowledge doesn't lead to losses, but this is one of the biggest financial illusions. Lack of preparation makes bad decisions seem acceptable, leading to unnecessary debt, high interest rates, inadequate investments, and missed opportunities. A seemingly small mistake can cost years of progress, while a well-informed choice can save time, money, and energy. When you look at the long term, you realize that not evolving has an extremely high price. What truly hinders growth is not a lack of money, but rather a lack of knowledge that leads to choices that drain resources and delay any wealth building. Many people believe investing in personal development requires large sums of money, but this is not true. It's perfectly possible to start with small amounts and still create significant progress. Accessible books, introductory courses, specialized content, short mentorships, real-world case studies, and even free platforms can build an extremely solid foundation when used consistently. The central point is not how much you spend, but how much you dedicate yourself. Setting aside a small monthly amount to learn about finance, increase your practical skills, or improve your decision-making ability already puts you on a completely different path from most people. The cumulative effect of several months of focused study is powerful, and before you know it, skills that were previously distant begin to directly impact your income, opportunities, and the quality of the choices you make. As you evolve financially, competence transforms into a snowball effect that accelerates every decision, every opportunity, and every result you achieve. In the beginning, learning to invest, understand compound interest, control expenses, and organize your financial life seems slow, almost frustrating, like pushing a huge boulder uphill. But at a certain point, this accumulated effort changes direction. The boulder starts rolling on its own. Your perception of money becomes sharper. You recognize good opportunities more quickly, avoid mistakes that previously seemed inevitable, and begin to act with a quiet confidence that only those who have studied and practiced possess. This is where your trajectory takes off. Competence creates speed, speed creates results, and results create a version of you that never accepts going back to square one. It all comes down to a choice. Act now or continue waiting for a perfect moment that never comes. Each concept in this video is not a loose idea, but a direct invitation for you to take control and build the kind of life that most only imagine. The path doesn't require genius, just consistency. Move forward even when it seems small. Continue even when no one is watching. Small steps accumulated become great results, and those who persist conquer, always. Keep watching the next videos, subscribe to the channel, and activate notifications. Here, you learn to build wealth with strategy and clarity. Remember, every advance begins with a simple decision. Today could be the beginning of your financial turnaround. Keep walking, keep learning, and never underestimate the power of a change made at the right time.